Hey everybody, crazy day. That feels a little more like me today. I just finished my beautiful live with Anya and we covered some really cool stuff. Just went for a nice walk around the lake here by my house and just taking it all in. I don't know if you can hear all the beautiful birds and the chirping and the nice breeze blowing and the bulrushes and all the just calm and peace that's out here, that's nature. You can hear the boats and the cars running in the background. But the simple, I don't know what you want to call it, the simple vibration of the birds chirping and the bugs flying by and all those kind of things, it just makes you kind of pull back to this simpler life and this ease and grace that's not the same as pulling into the shared reality that we're dealing with. And it's kind of insane sitting and watching all these houses going up around me and construction happening and people bustling by and all in their bubble in this shared reality. And I just got pulled into attention of what our experience really is here as a being of light, and joining in with billions of other beings of light that wanted to share an experience together. And where does each of our realities end, and where do they join, and what agreements do you have to join in a reality with 8 billion other people to make everything make sense, make everything kind of flow in and out? Just realize the choices and the limitedness that we were indoctrinated into to be able to participate. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying it's a reality of we're conscious creators, we're parts of God, we're parts of reality, and we chose to blip in with all these people and all these places and have all these experiences so we could make lessons and grow and share those experiences with other people. And we slowly come back to a point where our awareness grows, our awareness goes, and we get back into our God self. And as we begin to come back into our God self, we realize the choice to come into collective reality and shared reality with other people has limited us. Not to mention participating and having experiences and traumas and all these other things that are part of human experience has created all these fears and protections and beliefs inside of us that just basically make us a little smaller than we originally wanted to be, but we didn't even realize it happened because it was part of just being human and being a good person and loving others and all those things. So now you get to this point where your awareness grows and it's like, okay, there's something underneath all this, and why am I feeling so limited? Why am I feeling so unhappy? Why is the world pulling at me? Why is all these things? Well, that was the price that we paid to join into the collective reality. And as our awareness and our understanding kind of shrunk down to fit in, we created a little bit of a cage for ourselves. We created a structure that limited us so that made other people feel comfortable and didn't challenge their beliefs. And as we're growing now, we're starting to question all those things that we're choosing. Were they actually for us, or were they to make other people feel comfortable? Were they there to keep a structure that made other people feel safe? And now I'm starting to rail against those things. I'm starting to pull on the cage walls, and I'm saying, okay, why are these here? And do they serve me? And why do they serve me? And am I serving other people instead of serving myself? And all these beautiful questions start to arise. There's like an avalanche of new understanding underneath. And as that happens, more and more my participation in the collective reality is at question. It's not as important now because I don't need the lessons in the same way, and I can't live the fullness of my life unless I unbind myself from some of the choice of collective reality. Now, this may sound crazy to people or feel like it's like you're trying to step out or trying to destroy yourself or whatever, but no, it's like unbinding. And the very definition of who I am and what I'm capable of and what I'm allowed to do and what's safe and all this kind of stuff is all coming unglued a little bit now because I question everything. And each time I question everything, I find more and more things that I thought to be true or universal truth that aren't. And the less and less there needs to be a truth, and more there's just an openness of possibility and being able to do new stuff that no truth even exists upon yet, because we're here expanding God and expanding possibility and expanding consciousness and expanding ourselves. So all of a sudden this unbindedness, like taking the straitjacket off, I guess I'd call it, is what I'm stepping into now. And today I got called into that. I just felt the straps unweaving, and there was this anger and frustration. I keep hearing all this patriarchy stuff and other things, and I could feel how it had just shrunk me. And it was like I kept getting asked to give up my power as a man because we'd done this sin towards all women, and men had been doing it for centuries, and they rape and they pillage and they control and all this kind of stuff. And as I stepped more and more into that, I felt how angry it made me. And somebody on my live said, "Why are you so angry?" And it's like I'm owning the sins of every man on this planet, which I in this moment will not continue to allow that. Because the patriarchy was the thing that shaped everything, and to blame men when women were just as much involved, whether they want to commit or not, is not my problem. So I'm just slowly unbinding that, taking that jacket of responsibility off, and letting that frustration that's in the collective just wash away. And more things are like that. The dating experiences of men, my life in general, just fading away. All these things that I thought were restrictions, or that I was born into, or kept happening to me, or the projections or the patterns, or all those things are no longer me. And just unbinding. I can still participate in this reality, or I can go into my reality, which is within this reality, and just take all the binders off. So it's beautiful. I'm happy, and I hope other people are seeing this reality is slowly softening, and we're getting to make the choice to step out of participating in it so fully, to step into my version of the reality and unbinding it from the world's reality, so I can move forward while they continue their work otherwise. So I consciously choose in this moment, here forward, to unbind myself from the controls of this reality and make my reality, which is free and open and happy, begin to unwind in my life and in my world. And I no longer choose to be bound by a collective reality. Doesn't mean I can't step back into this collective reality whenever I like, but it just means the unbinding and the unlimitedness begins now, and I choose it, and I open myself to release all the heaviness, all the things in this collective reality that don't belong to me. I release all responsibility at all levels, all bodies, all incarnations now, and I stand free, and I'm going to shine free and smile free, and it's going to be beautiful. I hope maybe that might resonate with you, and you can do the same. I wish you a very good day, and thank you for listening. See you soon.